Hello, my beloved students of class 11. Today, our topic is ordinal analysis of consumer's equilibrium. Ordinal analysis explains consumers' behavior with the help of indifference curve and budget line. So, we have to know first what is indifference curve and what is budget line. Indifference curve is the locus of the points of combinations of two goods, each of which gives equal satisfaction to the consumer. So what does it mean? One particular indifference curve ensures one particular level of satisfaction. Level of satisfaction is unchanged. Consumer may move from one point to another point. When he changes combinations of two goods, moves from one point to another point. Combination may change, but so long consumer is in one particular indifference curve, his level of satisfaction will remain unchanged. See the diagram here. It is an indifference map. So many indifference curves are given, one after another. And higher indifference curve gives higher satisfaction. And consumer is always motivated to maximize his satisfaction. So consumer's aim is to attain higher level of indifference curve. But which indifference curve is attainable? What is the maximum highest indifference curve attainable? It is determined by his income, his budget constraint. So indifference curve and budget line simultaneously determines what should be the equilibrium purchase. So these are the indifference curves: IC1, IC2, IC3, IC4. And one particular indifference curve, suppose IC1 is ensuring one particular level of satisfaction. Whether consumer is at point A or at point B, only combination changes, combination of two goods changes. When he moves from A to B, consuming more of X, sacrificing consumption of Y, commodity bundle changes, but level of satisfaction is unchanged. So this is a set of indifference curve. Indifference map means set of indifference curve. One particular indifference curve ensures one particular level of satisfaction. Higher indifference curve gives higher satisfaction. Indifference curve is downward sloping. Why? Because if consumer wants to consume more of good X, he must reduce consumption of good Y. He must sacrifice consumption of good Y. So consumption of good X and good Y moving in opposite direction. Accordingly, it is downward sloping. It is also convex to the origin. Curve becomes convex if one variable increases at an increasing rate or decreases at a decreasing rate due to change in another variable by equal increment. We had discussed it earlier that if consumption of X increases by equal increment, then consumption of Y will decrease. But this rate of sacrifice of consumption of good Y will gradually decline. It will decrease, but it will decrease at a decreasing rate. So it is convex downward. Now, this change in consumption of commodity Y, suppose commodity Y, due to increase in consumption of another commodity, suppose X, by 1 unit is called marginal rate of substitution. Delta Y by delta X is marginal rate of substitution. Sacrifice of consumption of good Y due to change in or increase in consumption of good X by 1 unit is delta Y by delta X. This is marginal rate of substitution, and this marginal rate of substitution is always diminishing. Now, what is happening when consumer is moving from A to B? Moving from A to B means he is consuming additional unit of good X. When consuming additional unit of good X, consumer is gaining some utility. So how much utility is gained? That is equal to change increase in consumption of good X, delta X multiplied by marginal utility of X. So when consumption of X increases by delta X, gain in utility is delta X into marginal utility of X. We said level of satisfaction remains unchanged from when moves from one point to another. So this gain must be neutralized by equal amount of loss. When consumer is sacrificing consumption of good Y, he is losing some utility. What is that loss in utility? Loss in utility is sacrifice of consumption of Y, delta Y, multiplied by marginal utility of Y. So loss of utility when moves from A to B is delta Y into marginal utility of Y, and gain of utility is delta X into marginal utility of X. These two must be same. And as because gain in utility is equal to loss in utility, total satisfaction remains unchanged, although consumer moving from one point to another. So if this is the equation, delta Y into marginal utility of Y must be equal to delta X into marginal utility of X, then we can write delta Y by delta X is equal to mu X by mu Y. This delta Y by delta X is marginal rate of substitution of commodity X for Y. Marginal rate of substitution, amount of one commodity sacrificed delta Y due to increase in consumption of another commodity by 1 unit delta X. So sacrifice of one commodity to increase consumption of another commodity by 1 unit delta Y by delta X is marginal rate of substitution, and this marginal rate of substitution is actually the ratio of marginal utility of X and marginal utility of Y. This we learned from indefinite curve approach. Indefinite curve are indicating fixed level of satisfaction. One indefinite curve gives one particular level of satisfaction. Consumer may change his combinations of consumption, but total satisfaction remains unchanged. Higher indefinite curve gives higher level of satisfaction. Indefinite curve is downward sloping. Indefinite curve is convex to the origin, and marginal rate of substitution is nothing but the ratio of marginal utility of X and marginal utility of Y. We said earlier that consumer's equilibrium is determined by both indefinite curve and budget line. What is budget line? Budget line also showing different combinations of two goods, and although combination changes, if consumer is within the budget line, total expenditure remains unchanged. So budget line is the locus of the points of combinations of two goods, each of which ensures equal expenditure. Here in our diagram, AB is the budget line. It is composed of infinite number of points of combinations of two goods. And if consumer is spending entire amount for good X, he can consume OB units of good X. If spends entire amount for good Y, he can consume OA units of good Y. But if he is not spending entire amount for one commodity, always he will purchase combinations of two goods. This A and B are the extreme points, and in between you will see combinations of two goods. This is budget line. Slope of the budget line indicated by tan of this angle with x-axis. Slope is equal to tan theta. Tan theta is the ratio of perpendicular and base. Perpendicular of this triangle, right angle triangle, is OA, and base is OB. So tan theta is the slope of the budget line, which is equal to OA by OB. What is OA? OA is the maximum amount of Y consumer can purchase spending entire amount on good Y. And what is that amount? This is actually, this OA is actually equal to total money in hand divided by price of the commodity. So maximum amount of Y that can be purchased by the consumer spending entire amount of good Y is money in hand divided by price of the commodity. So OA is equal to M for money in hand, PY for price of commodity Y. Similarly, OB is the maximum amount of good X that can be purchased spending entire amount of good X. That is also equal to money in hand divided by price of X. OB is equal to M for money in hand divided by price of X, PX. M by PY divided by M by PX. Ultimately we are getting, it is nothing but the ratio of price of X and price of Y. So always keep in mind, slope of budget line is price ratio. Slope of indifference curve is marginal rate of substitution. And slope of budget line is price ratio PX by PY. Now if you place indifference curves and budget line in same diagram, consumer's equilibrium point can be observed, where the consumer will be in equilibrium position. Equilibrium position refers to that position where maximum satisfaction is ensured and consumer should have no tendency to change his consumption pattern anymore. Two conditions have to be fulfilled to attain equilibrium condition or maximum satisfaction. Condition number one, marginal rate of substitution must be diminishing. Diminishing marginal rate of substitution means indifference curves are convex to the origin. Condition number two, marginal rate of substitution must be equal to price ratio Px by Py. Marginal rate of substitution is nothing but the slope of the indifference curve. Px by Py, nothing but the slope of the budget line. See the diagram. Where we observe slope of the indifference curve is equal to slope of the budget line. This is at point E, where budget line becomes a tangent to the indifference curve IC2. At E point of IC2 indifference curve, budget line is tangent. At this point, slope of the indifference curve is equal to slope of the budget line. So E is the equilibrium point. Here is the equality. Marginal rate of substitution is slope of the indifference curve. Px by Py, slope of the budget line. This condition holds good at point E. So E is the equilibrium point, and in equilibrium, consumer is consuming this much amount of good X, OX amount of good X and OY amount of good Y. Equilibrium combination consumed by the consumer. So why not point R and S? R and S is also within the budget line. First we must say IC3 indifference curve is unattainable. This budget line is not being able to touch this curve. It is unattainable. But R and S is lying, these points are lying on budget line. So these points are attainable. Why not equilibrium at R or S? See, R and S both are lying at a lower indifference curve. Consumer prefers higher indifference curve to get higher satisfaction. So higher indifference curve is IC2 and only point E is touched of this indifference curve where there is a tangency, where there is an equality in the slope of indifference curve and budget line. So this is consumer's equilibrium point. Any point to the left of E, slope of the indifference curve, if you draw a tangent, slope of the indifference curve will be more, marginal rate of substitution will be more than the budget line. So when marginal rate of substitution is more, that means consumer is getting more satisfaction from good X, consumer will consume more and more good X, and this process will continue until equilibrium is attained. And any point to the in IC2 to the left, to the right of E, any point, slope of the curve is less than the slope of the budget line. This is slope of the Bayes line, and slope of the curve will be less. That means marginal rate of substitution is less than the price ratio. Marginal rate of substitution less means consumer is not getting much satisfaction, getting less satisfaction. So consumer will not consume. When he is getting less satisfaction, he will withdraw consumption. He will reduce consumption and he move back, and ultimately it will reach at point E where there is equilibrium. So consumer's equilibrium attained when two conditions are fulfilled. Number one, marginal rate of substitution must be diminishing, or in other words, indifference curves must be convex to the origin. Condition number two, slope of the indifference curve must be equal to slope of the Bayes line, or in other words, marginal rate of substitution must be equal to price ratio. Keep in mind, marginal rate of substitution is nothing but MUX by MUY. So we can also say equilibrium condition is MUX by MUY is equal to PX by PY. This is very interesting. If I say equilibrium condition in this form, MUX by MUY is equal to PX by PY, we can rearrange it in the fashion of MUX by PX is equal to MUY by PY. This was the equilibrium condition in cardinal analysis. So ultimate conclusion is same in cardinal analysis and ordinal analysis. This is very interesting. This much today. Thank you all.